Slap it.
Press the video.
Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It's The Other Dimension. It's your Friday night paranormal fix. I'm your host, Damon Penny, the Paranormal Viking, and I'm also joined by the Paranormal Power couple, Ben and Lou, and probably the most frequent guest we've ever had on the show, which we've tried to get rid of her, guys, but she just keeps popping up every week, right? It's Kate, everyone.
Hi.
She's part of the fixtures.
That's very kind, thank you.
No, it's great to have you. Only joking. I was only joking.
Oh, thank you. I know.
So, tonight's subject, Damon, is...
Such a dick.
To be fair to Damon, he's been working flat out, so he hasn't really got a clue, because me and Kate have been talking about this between us.
Oh,
We are talking about UFOs and aliens, and to be fair, hands in the air, apart from this show is sponsored by Pepper.
Not.
Kate has two things that she's going to talk about that I have no idea about.
Oh, I hate it. It scares the life out of me.
So I may have heard whispers of one, but as for the other, I said to you, Kate, I've not heard anything on that one, and I am impressed and willing to learn.
Okay, no pressure.
I've just dropped like 20 tons more onto what was on your shoulders.
Like mad pressure now, like lyrics, literally, it's like really.
Now I don't feel stressed at all. Like shaking.
Kate, fire away when you're ready.
Well, should we talk about what the topic actually is, which is aliens or extraterrestrials or space in general?
Pretty much. We are going to be talking, from what Kate's just said, we're pretty much going to be talking about possibly dropping into the ancient alien theory, actually discussing what aliens technically are, the UFO, like recent UFO sightings, about this is where I try and pronounce the name again. It's the asteroid that's been passed us that was long.
Oh, Oumuamua.
That's the one. Oumuamua asteroid. Don't know why I always struggle for some reason. Dyslexic kicks in and look at it and I just see a jumble of words.
It is a very difficult way that it's written down. Yeah.
What makes it interesting though, just as while I throw it out, is what that actually translates into in native language of the Hawaiians. Pretty sure. I'm sorry if I've just offended anyone in Hawaii by calling you because I generally don't call you. Yes. Where do you want to start, Kate?
You can say which one's me first.
No, I'm going to leave that till later on the show.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I wanted to start actually with if you guys know about David. I don't know if I'm saying this right, his surname, but it's Grush or Grush.
David Grush.
Grush. Okay, David Grush.
Call me out.
Yeah. Do you guys, Damon, do you know about him? What he's said?
By doing the 4D contacts in the deserts.
Oh, okay. No, it's more recent than that, I think.
Yeah, no, he does in the deserts and he does like these weird laser shows and he gets responses from UAPs or something.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got mixed up with Stephen Greer, my bad.
Oh no, yes. Yeah, no, so David Grush or Gruge. I'm not really 100% how to say it, but yeah, he's part of the intelligence community in the USAF, and he's the one that's come out recently with secondhand yet credible stories about alien crafts, pilots, technology.
Is he the ex? Not the ex CSI guy that recently came out.
Yeah, he's probably that guy that you've heard.
Also,
Yeah.
he was former intelligence officer.
Yeah, I knew of him, but I didn't know he'd come out recently and said anything because I was.
Yeah, and Congress are taking this seriously. Sorry, it's my phone. Yeah, Congress are taking this seriously because all of the claims that he's come out with about alien craft technology and all the pilots, if he's lying, then he's committing perjury. Like, this is a serious crime if he's lying about this. So why would he do that? Just jeopardize his whole career. And I mean, he was very high ranking. He was the one who was reported directly to Biden. And yeah, he came out June 2023 with all of these claims, and Congress are taking it seriously. However, he doesn't have any tangible evidence. That's the problem. This is secondhand evidence. You know, there's no actual tangible evidence. So it's interesting to know what will happen before the government shuts that down.
Not the only one, though, is he? Because there's been a major politician in Canada. He came out and said that the US government has been involved. There is a ministry, the top intelligence officer in Israel's government came out and said that aliens have been visiting this and all sorts of stuff. There's quite a lot of top-ranking people that have recently come out and said, "Look, this is the truth."
Yeah.
There's a airline colonel who was working, an English colonel who worked in RAF Marham. He's come out, and he's English. He's the one that has the theory that the aliens are scouting us for our weapons capabilities, because most of the sites of UAPs are over military-owned or military-run factions.
Yes,
Yeah,
Damon, you're right.
Hell of a lot of
that. We all know they're Chinese weather balloons anyway, so it don't really matter. So.
Yeah, but mentioning that subject, the Americans did turn around, and even the Chinese turned around and said only one of them was ours. We don't know what the other three were.
Yeah.
Right. The craziest part about that is, right, they shot down 4. The Chinese one, and they shot 3 unknowns down, right? They managed to recover the Chinese one, which was over land. But the 3 others they shot down, they can't find them. They disappeared off the face of the planet, and they were shot down at sea, which is probably easier to find, I suppose, because you haven't got to go through trees and land and that. So I find that quite weird.
Yeah, that is really weird. And also how they just focused on that one balloon, and it's like the others didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Why? It's strange.
Yeah, China, just completely off subject. We all know why China did that, and that was because they even admitted to it, because the Americans are stupid and they fell for it.
It did take them a long time to shoot it down, didn't
the
it?
F-35, no one knows it's what's known as a flight. Every aircraft has what's known as a flight ceiling. The flight ceiling for the F-35 is classified. So China released its balloon, and they used an F-35 to shoot it down. So China now knows where the ceiling is to the F-35 because they're idiots. So China got what they wanted.
I reckon we were just advertising social distancing, but that's just me. Anyway, Ben, we'll be a bit careful the way we talk about the Americans now, because Kate is officially.
Yeah, I am here in the States.
She's still English.
It don't matter. Gone to the dark side.
We've got even Charles. Charles is here, so
hi Charles.
he will agree with me. I'm sure he'll back me up. Charles will back me up because he knows I'm right.
Any views about the Americans, that's on Ben. It's not my views. It's
Yeah,
just to put that out there.
Yeah.
Nobody's come for me.
Time ago that if
Nice.
anything goes wrong on the show, it's just easy to blame Ben. So yeah, I'm
Blame me because I've got the legal jargon.
the TOD.
Yeah, just doing a quick shout out to everyone that's there. So, Natasha's,
Hi,
hello,
Natasha.
Tash,
Nico,
Hi,
Nicole,
Nicole.
Annette,
Nettie,
Sue, hello.
Sue.
We got Jeanette. How are we
Hi,
doing,
Jeanette.
Jeanette?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. I don't really know much about it, if I'm honest with you, though.
Annette,
Me mum said, what do you guys?
Jess,
Sorry.
got Charles, and we've got, I don't know if I mentioned, got Jacqueline as well. Sorry, Jacqueline, I couldn't remember if you'd seen your name all further up, so I apologise. And then, yeah, Charles agreeing with me.
Yep.
Looks off.
You're
Yes.
safe.
Just a quick one, guys. I don't know. Mum just said about asking you guys, along with the UAP phenomena. Has anyone got an opinion on this submarine that's gone missing?
Yeah.
Well, which one? The Titanic one?
Yeah, I suppose it was a nuclear sub.
No.
To obviously keep in condolences to the family and that lot.
Totally. It was awful.
Death is completely and utterly something that should not be mentioned or anything like that. I do feel sorry for the families. If anyone's seen the interview with the bloke, he knew this was going to happen. You have to sign a waiver of 3 sheets that say you are going to die in this thing. It is poorly built and it imploded.
Yes. And the guy who was interviewed who knew the vessel very well, he even said at the beginning he think it had imploded.
Yeah.
At the very beginning.
It went down to a depth that it shouldn't have gone to because they have like implosion barriers, didn't they?
No, apparently not.
It just didn't have the safety measures in place. It was a matter of time before it would have happened. It was awful.
What is more painful is an implosion is a far better way to go than an explosion when you're at that depth.
Just awful, really awful. Condolences.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the families.
Of course, 100%. I just thought it was quite strange when you actually look at things, take a step back. I mean, you look at the statistics, 68% of UAP or UFO phenomena is seen submerged in water around seas. And I find it weird that we have like these theories of Bermuda Triangles, certain places in the world where ships go completely missing, and then we have the submarine going missing and stuff. I find it almost coincidental that these things happen with data saying these unidentified submerged objects are, the sightings are up by 64%. I find that quite strange.
I think what kind of frustrates me is that we've advanced so much with our knowledge of space and exploring space. Why can't we do that with our oceans? There's so much that hasn't been researched or explored on Earth in our oceans. Why are we so obsessed with space? It's so weird.
I think because the sea itself poses a different threat to space. With space, the air pressure always stays at one point. The further you get away from the Earth, the air pressure is always going to stay the same. But when you're exploring the sea, the further you go down, the implosion levels and the pressure levels just get greater and greater and greater. So it poses a different sort of threat rather than space. Because think about it, with space, once you get over the whole air pressure and the lack of gravity, you're okay, you're good. I mean, you figured it out. But as you go deeper and deeper into the sea, you've got to try and work out another way of dealing with the pressure of the water around you. So I think it just holds its sort of challenges in itself.
It's just hard to comprehend that it's easier to go to space than it is to go to the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, you work on that when you're going into the sea, it works on atmospheres. So obviously when you leave the planet, you go into a zero atmosphere. When you go down to say the Mariana Trench, don't quote me on this, but I think it's 1,000 atmosphere pressure. So that's 1,000 times the pressure that is on land. It's incredibly amount of weight.
It is nuts. It's crazy. Did anyone see the viral TikTok video this week of the little grey alien running around in Mexico?
No,
No,
I don't have TikTok.
I do TikTok.
What is wrong with you guys? Seriously.
we saw. Did you see? Saw the stuff about Vegas and the other one that recently crashed in the Pacific.
Yes, I've got a few notes on that actually. They're still researching that, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still trying to work out. They saw it go down. They tracked NASA. Not NASA. We're running
Is it the
mountain.
Is it the Galileo project?
Yeah, NORAD tracked that object coming in, but then it disappeared.
See, the thing is, like with that TikTok video, if you actually watch it, you can see it's been faked. It's a good fake, very, very good fake. But you can see it's fake. It's like a little 3-foot grey alien thing that runs towards the camera and then runs off. Sort of like heads in a direction towards the camera and then sort of darts off to the left-hand side. I suppose it was caught by a young teenager on their phone when they were out in a field somewhere in Mexico. It looks good, but you can tell things are fake. You can see how frames have been manipulated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very easy to fake things now, isn't it? You have to be so careful what you read and what you watch.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the lines of faking things. I mean, there's a lot more information coming out about Project Bluebeam now, which is quite intense.
Yeah. I wanted to just give a shout out to my dad because I know my dad is watching and he's given me a lot of information about aliens because you know that he's really into aliens.
Yeah.
Dude.
We need to have a proper chat with your dad because the ancient alien theory, I think me and your dad can get well into that.
Definitely. He has so much. He has a fountain of knowledge that I don't have because of just years of research and documentaries and things. But he did recommend to me a YouTuber called The Angry Astronaut.
Yes.
And his videos are so good. He's really on it.
For anyone that wants to look into this theory, my suggestion would be kind of stay away from the Ancient Alien TV show.
Yeah.
Damn it, that's nice of us.
Don't get me wrong, the first season they did was brilliant. But after that, it just kind of goes downhill because they keep repeating the same thing with different spins.
Yeah.
But if you really want to look into it, look into the Native American tales or any native tribal stories, and you will see a hell of a lot of things.
Just to give you an idea, one of the first books I read when I was 7, 8 years old was Chariot of the Gods.
Yes.
So...
Is that by Graham Hancock?
No.
No.
By Von Daniken.
Yes.
Von Daniken. For those of you who are not aware, the Chariot of the Gods was wrote by I can't remember his first name, but I just remember it's Von Daniken. That's his last name.
Coolest name.
This guy is a devout Christian. He's very good at what he does. His book is full, if I remember this. I'll be impressed if I still remember this. 2,268 question marks exist inside his book. He solely provided the first book evidence or book argument for the ancient astronaut theory. The guy is a walking legend.
Yeah, Graham Hancock.
Eric Von Daniken. He's a legend.
Not the coolest name ever. Like, coolest name ever. You don't even have to have a first name with a second name like that. Literally, you know, that's a James Bond moment. Isn't it? It's like it's Daniken, Von Daniken. Just works, doesn't it?
Oh, my dad just sent me a message saying Eric for the first name. Yeah,
Eric?
thanks, Dad.
Got Charles on there as well, Eric.
Yeah, thank you, Charles.
Jacqueline saying Fingerprints of the Gods is Graham Hancock. Yeah, that is another brilliant book as well.
Awesome.
Absolutely brilliant.
So good.
Really, really good. Nice. So,
Go on, Kate. Sorry.
no problem. No, just talking about obviously this intelligence community USAF officer who's come out and said all of these claims. There's been so many theories about where these potential crafts have come from and which civilization he could be referring to. And also it's heavily influenced on the Oumuamua comet or asteroid or whatever you want to call it. It's heavily influenced on that as well. Do you want me to dive into like where it could have come from? Like all of this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Lou. We're just going to go and make a cup of coffee. We'll just leave it to you, Kate. You know what you're doing.
No, please don't.
This is something that I don't look into. It's not something that, you know, I'm overly sort of like dead into or anything, but it's interesting to like have it presented like this in a way that I don't have to do anything. I could just sit and listen and absorb.
Yeah, I think this is just right up my street. I mean, I've been brought up on this stuff and I just love like the whole theory of just having such an open mind and just having so many different theories and scenarios, and I just love it. It's yeah, it's very interesting. As you guys are the same, and this whole community, we can all talk about this weird stuff and nobody judges you, which is great.
Oh no, everyone just judges me. It's fine.
No, Damon, don't be silly.
Don't.
That really stupid chav's back again.
No, that was one time, Damon. One time.
You'll never down ever.
Oh, so I guess the topic you didn't really research a lot about then was Tabby Star. Is that right?
That's the one I could not find anything. So you've got me on an edge here. So
I don't even know what is it?
Okay, so what it is it's hundreds of millions of years old, and it's thousands of light years away from Earth, but it's brighter, hotter, and bigger than the sun. Can you even imagine that?
Wow.
It's huge, but it has been found, and it's not new. It has been there.
is this was this recently found by the Webb telescope?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're on about now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I didn't know. I caught the back end of it. I didn't catch the name, but yeah, they found it's like 15 point. It's older than the universe. Older than the universe. Yeah.
Yes.
Highlight a fact, right? Yeah, that I find it quite funny where people go, "Oh yeah, we've just found something that's like 14 times bigger than us."
Yeah.
As if they like sort of go around the front room and lift up the couch pillows and oh no, there it is.
Yeah, it's a weird like verb to use because like yes, we found it, but it's been there forever, like before time probably. So
that's a typical bloke. Found it, but
It was a big announcement when they found it though as well, because it pushes back the date, because we believe scientists at the minute believe the universe is 14.9 billion years old.
yes.
But that's only as far as we can see. Since the John Webb telescope went off, they've kind of gone, oh crap, and they're finding stuff that's older and older and older. They're finding stuff that's newer as well. Newer than us, which is really confusing the hell out of everything.
Yes. Yeah, it's just thanks to technology, isn't it? They just have better telescopes, better better things to use.
Brighter and hotter and more focused than our sun that we have in the center of our universe. What does that mean? And does that mean that there could be some intelligent life living with the gravitation?
So it's not in the center of a universe. So it's classed as a it's an F class main Hi Bill. It's an F class main sequence star, and it's very conveniently placed near our solar system. There's like a cluster of stars there, and that's just one of them, and that's definitely the most prominent one. The thing that's interesting about it is that most stars have a dimming sequence, right? Because they're like these massive balls of energy, and the dimming. This one, Tabby star, has a different dimming sequence. So all the scientists, all the astrologers are like, why the hell is this one different? What's going on with this one? It's very uneven. I mean, the fluctuation, it has a huge drop when it dims of 22%, which is so unusual to have such this huge fluctuation there. Yeah, so...
Sorry, Kate. Go on.
Yeah. No problem, Ben. Ask away.
Is this the one they believe might have a Dyson sphere around?
Yes. So then that's the one theory. They're not really sure how this dimming is happening. Is it a massive dust cloud because the planet is well, is it a planet? Maybe it's not a star, or is it a star that's devouring a planet?
Yeah.
Is it kind of digesting itself? It's kind of a weird word to use, which is why it has all this debris and dust around it. And is that causing this unusual dimming? That's one theory. The other theory is, like you said, it has these spheres around it. They're not entirely sure. The only thing is...
Sorry, Kate, I'll let you go, then I'll explain what
no problem.
Cooling down. It found stars cool down, didn't they? That's why they did.
Yeah, but not to that extent. 22% is huge.
I'm just pretending I know what I'm talking about. So
no problem, Damon. Yeah, so the so if it was dust and debris, there should be some form of infrared around it, because that would be logical for a star, for it to have that around it, but it isn't present. There's no infrared around it, so that's weird. And scientists are very, very certain. They say that it's just dust, it's just debris, it's just, maybe it's dying, maybe all this is happening. However, there's a massive theory going on the internet at the moment that there could be smoke causing it, and the smoke could be made up of nanomachines. Why would there be nanomachines there? Because they're absorbing the energy to power a civilization, maybe. Because just even having 1% of that energy is the same amount as the whole sun. Can you imagine that?
So, to put it on to the scientific level,
yeah,
Kate, you'll know that. I'm pretty sure you know this. You get 4 categories of civilization.
Yes.
We are not even category 1 civilization. We're about 0.7, 0.8 a category. So for us, category 1 civilization, we have to be able to harness all the energy that the world can put out. So that's wind, solar, thermal,
radiation.
Now, but on a grand scale where we're not burning fossil fuels. So civilization 2 is having the ability to harness the sun. Now, this is where what's known as the Dyson sphere comes in. Now, this is the ability to put the sun in kind of a cage, sun in the middle, and we basically harness the energy off the sun straight into this sphere, and then that energy transferred to the planet, and we use that everything else. At this point, we'll be civilization category sort of 1, category 2. We would be spacefaring. Category civilization 3. I'm just going to say category from now on because my tongue gets twisted. Category 3 is a civilization that can do that on a sort of a solar system scale, so they can absorb the energy from the whole solar system. Category 4 is having the ability to do it across an entire galaxy.
Yeah. So
And category 5 is being able to do it for an entire universe.
Category 6 are called X-Men.
Idea is building these spheres, you would use nanite technology. And that's where the theories come that this nanite cloud is busy building this sphere around it. However, there is also a problem with it because you get paradox, but it is if you train a machine to make paper clips and it runs out of material, it will start harnessing everything else. So if, say, we made a machine now, it used all the metal in the world to make paper clips, it would start using us to make paper clips, and then it starts to cannibalize everything. This is what they think the nano cloud is now doing to that planet.
You just have a way with words. You really do.
you put it in a really good way, Ben. Definitely.
Sorry, I'm just like, have I just lost everyone?
Before we go further, big shouts out to Irene Akiko. She's doing a live at Peace Park later on. Irene, stick the link up in the chat room and everyone can come and visit along because you are part of the community. It'd be nice for everyone to sort of join in. Also, you might be able to help out on this one, Kate, because I ain't got a clue. So, as Jessica's saying, the sun is a star that has gone supernova. After this, it will become dimmed and be the blue dwarf again. I think I might have this completely wrong. School was a long time ago.
That's one theory. What's your take on that, Ben? I don't know. I'm not so.
Can I just jump?
Right.
I just want to say how much Kate's come along since she's been on the show, because it used to be your start Kate question, she'd go, yeah, that's right. And now Kate's response is, that's one theory.
So basically, our son at the minute is still in infancy. Essentially, well, not infancy, but halfway through his life. So what happened is when it burnt out most of its fuel, it'll go into a red sun. So that will expand massively. By expanding massively, I mean it will expand to the point where it swallows the Earth. Then it will either implode back. Now, when the sun finally implodes, this is where you get three things that will happen. One, it will turn into a supernova, which Jess is on about. A supernova is a mass small ball. When I say mass small ball, it weighs a ridiculous amount. Puts out enough energy that if we was to be in the pathway of it, it would fry us in about 2 seconds. There'd be nothing left of the planet. It'd fry the planet completely. The other theory is it just goes bang. So as a bang, and it will just wipe out the rest of the planet. It turns into a red dwarf. And theory number 3 is it will then, from the expansion, contract all the way to the point where it becomes a singularity and creates a black hole.
Cool.
Yeah, I learned in school that it was just going to implode, and that was the end.
Originally thought that's what suns did, but they've recently found more that they go through all these processes. Like it could even turn into a white dwarf, not white dwarf, a white hole, which they've recently found, which kicks out energy rather than drawing it in. That brings the whole black hole be wormholes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you think we would still be alive in other dimensions if that happened? Because this
that's the thing, they don't fully understand yet. No one fully understands what happens when you go through a black hole. There's energy and light is crushed beyond belief, but they've recently found, and this is the technical term, that when a black hole bursts, it does kick out energy, and so the idea is that not all energy is getting destroyed.
Yeah, would it just be infinite?
Yeah.
Just on this cycle of eternity.
But you have to remember, when you get close to a black hole, Sorry, guys. I feel like I'm doing an astronomy lecture.
It's good,
It's all-
Ben.
I lost you about 34 minutes ago.
As you get close to singularity within a black hole, time and gravity start to basically non-existent. So time from your perspective could be 2 minutes. Time from someone's perspective, 2 miles behind you could be that you've been there for say 2 days, and beyond that it could be 2 years, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So that's where time becomes relevant, and also time becomes irrelevant to the person that's watching.
So when we pass over, does that mean that we're going into a black hole?
That's the thing. No one will live, because time is
Is
only
our
person observing it.
It makes more sense if you think about it in the way in which that when you pass, your meat suit dies and you become a body, which is easier to transfer through a black hole. We look at it that way, because we can't travel through time and space because our bodies won't allow us to do it. So if we are passed over and no longer within a vessel of the body, then we should be able to pass through to the other dimension. See what I've done there? The other dimension. Easier, because we're I'm just legend, mate.
I have a question for Ben, actually. So you were talking about the nanotechnology and what they're building, this infrastructure and everything. What do you think, why are they building that? So if some sort of civilization is building this structure, why are they doing it? For what reason?
See, that can be the same question as asking, why did England invade Africa?
Mm.
Your civilization will get to a point where it needs more resources, and if your technology is advanced enough, then you can go either 2 ways. They believe. Sorry, guys. Astronomy, space stuff is my massive love, so I apologize. Lou, I'm pretty sure you vouch for the amount of videos and stuff I watch on space.
You can't tell. Can't tell.
It kind of waffles on the background, doesn't it?
You can look at Kate's question from the sense of psychology instead of science as well. Because if you look at human nature in itself, we're always living for self-preservation. We're always looking at a way to exist longer than we should be. You know, so the fact that they're developing this nanotechnology and developing this extra civilization, maybe because they're trying to sort of preserve life.
Like one theory would be that they're using the power, this immense power, to fuel interstellar spacecrafts, because they need they think it's a plasma drive?
Knew it was something.
Do it. Yeah. You think that the sun is basically a nuclear reactor. So it is pure hydrogen that it is burning. Now, if you take hydrogen straight off the sun, we'd say what's considered an idea of what's known as a fuel scoop. So that'd be catching the solar flare when it brings out the plasma and everything like that. And you can then use a nuclear fusion, which they're currently doing, at mass temperatures greater than the sun. But if you can achieve what's known as cold fusion, which is being able to create a plasma band at room temperature, you then have a massive amount of energy for a very, 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 very long time.
Yeah.
Just scoop that off the sun, jump to the next sun, scoop more off that sun, jump to the next. You'd have an infinite stuff you can do.
Exactly, yeah, because one of the kind of drawings that they came up with these types of vehicles is that they would be able to generate their own magnetic field as like a superconductor. So if you just have that stream of charged particles, you can travel faster than the speed of light, and you would just be jumping from solar system to solar system. So could that possibly be what the infrastructure would be for? They're just mining for it.
you could end up with what's theorized as hypergates. So we know that light obviously travels fast, and the idea of a hypergate is being able to use that much energy to put in and basically shoot yourself out of a cannon from one gate to the next using that energy.
And on that topic, that brings us to Oumuamua, it being artificial, like what we've just talked about, because of its trajectory was unbelievable, the way it arrived and left.
There was no tail on Oumuamua, which suggests that it's neither a comet nor an asteroid. Its sides were reflective that of what's known as solar sail. So the idea is from space travel that we would use solar sail, which would catch energy rays, not gamma rays. I think it's gamma rays off the sun burning to push along the solar sail, along with lasers based on the planet as well. And this is
that the GSR, the Galactic Standard of Rest?
Yeah,
because they were calculating that. It was.
The fact that that's
sorry, Damon.
Sorry.
Talking of that though, you said when something's artificially generated, right? There's a guy out there who does podcasting, and he sort of talks about the alien agenda and Project Blue. His name's Isaac Weishaupt. That ain't his real name, because obviously we know Adam Weishaupt was the original creator of the Freemasons, and he just sort of like changed that. But he goes under Isaac Weishaupt, and he talks about everything like this. He talked about Oumuamua being a psyop, so a sort of psychological operated, something that's generated by governments or people in powers of control. The same with alien as well, alien phenomena, to sort of either hide or keep the population in fear. You think about it. I think Ben was saying Oumuamua was the one that slowed down and then turned around. Yeah. Now that's enough to scare a population. When we've had films like Independence Day and World War Z, that's a zombie one. What a donut. When you have films like Independence Day, right, and stuff like that, it's enough to scare people, knowing that. Because don't forget, they did Independence Day. When the thing come down, it started to slow down, and that's where they realised it was aliens. So it could be something along them lines.
I don't know, because they tried to cover it up though, didn't they? They just said it was just a comet or an asteroid, and it was just uncharacteristic, but it was still that. It's only recently they've come up saying that it was artificial.
Yeah, it's not well publicly known. They didn't really have it was only through military documents. A lot of people went. It was a military document between NASA and the Pentagon. And the Pentagon went, "Why is this thing slowed down and started to turn?" And NASA went, "That's got a clue."
And defying gravity, basically.
Like obviously something comes into our atmosphere on a certain trajectory from another one, it gets spun out, and then it's kind of like on its own propulsion, but then obviously it gets further away from the sun. It would naturally slow down under its own speed, but then obviously you got the gravitational pull of the other planets around if it was near.
Yeah.
Could that interfere with it?
That's happening on a natural basis. When an asteroid or comet comes into our solar system, it comes in and catches what's known as the planes. So it catches the gravity plane. So it will come in and it will speed up, and eventually it starts circling the solar system like water going around a plug, and eventually it will basically go into the sun if it's not hit Jupiter already, because Jupiter basically is like a vacuum cleaner.
That's what I mean. If it's got sort of interference from one of the other ones, to sort of just angle it off a bit.
And then the way the other ones come in is they'll come straight in and they'll come straight to the sun and just go in. However, this is where Kate's going to agree with me as well, because I can already see her shaking her head, agreeing with me, nodding. They speed as they come into the solar system and come towards the sun. Oumuamua slowed down as it got towards the sun, which is completely and utterly impossible.
And also, when it left, it accelerated.
It come in, shot the sun, and shot off faster.
You'd have to be really powerful then. obviously.
But this asteroid is, what people don't really know is this asteroid is big. Well, Oumuamua has been in the solar system since 1995. It's now 2023, and it is literally just passing Neptune. So it's a bit.
So what you need is like WWF on it. Because they're good at like stopping and tracking things, putting the trackers on like whales and stuff as they go off. Wait
So
a minute.
I've just shared my age, and I think Damon has as well, because he did the same as me. He looked slightly confused. When someone said WWF, I instantly thought of, like The Rock and wrestling.
Thing in space with a tracking device on.
That's the
What
worldwide.
cold Steve Austin's got to do with tracking asteroids?
Just grab a Momoa in a stone cold stunner.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you though, Ben. So when Oumuamua came through the solar system, right, and came through Earth, whatever it was doing, this was around the same time that there were other meteors that crashed around Earth. Do you think these were some sort of, maybe they're sending down probes?
Yes.
And making a map, or they could even be clones. They're just sending down clones or something. What's your theory on it? Do you think they're researching?
So what you get with stuff like National Geographic, stuff like that, is they will fly a plane over a location. They will drop sensory equipment. They're about this big usually. The sort of ballish shape, got all sensors, stuff like that. As soon as they hit the ground, they basically dig in, pop open, there's cameras on it. They're like game cameras. So they'll take photographs when they're triggered, and they'll sort of send them back.
Right.
Satellite imagery, they'll send them back so people can watch and track animals. Same as they do with tanks. Now, if we're doing that as a human race, what's stopping anyone that is more advanced than the human race? Because we are, as a human race, we are very ignorant. We believe we are the be all and end all of everything. We believe that we're the pinnacle, and we're not. There's nothing stopping someone from doing that to us.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Like, a Momo come round. When that came round, there was increased activity of asteroid strikes against the planet. Now, not freaking anyone out, but on average, we get about 32 strikes a year.
Mm-hmm.
But usually they're small, just sort of disappear into the background kind of thing. It increased a lot more when that flew over. So there is a coincidence. And yeah, I do believe that they would have said they would and did send stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they're definitely researching and mapping, and also having Tammy Star nearby to fuel all of their spacecraft. And also there's the theory, I don't know if I believe this, but the nano machines that are creating the structure but also creating the smoke to kind of hide it, it is said that they could use that as a type of they could use it as blackmail. So they could easily just block the sun, and we would go into an ice age and we would have to surrender. And we are perfect as a species for slavery. Perfect. We're self-healing. We have babies. So it would be perfect to be slaves for any type of civilization. But I don't know. I think if they were going to do that, they would have done that by now. They wouldn't have waited till we've created nuclear weapons and all that.
But, so, like, just throwing it out there, right? Just being a guy who likes to cause arguments for everybody. There are theories, obviously, they're going to visit from space, but I've seen a lot more sort of like Hollywood and a lot more books being written about the theories that they're already here. Do you know, like the whole, what's that film with Tom Cruise where they come out in the tripods? It was remade. War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
they transport it down in lightning. But then there's another film. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's on Amazon, and there's a guy that writes about it. They're already here. They're already frozen in like the Siberian deserts in Russia, and when they thaw out, they start to multiply, and then they overtake the Earth. What about that theory? Instead of them being on this star, maybe this is a diversionary tactic, and they're already here.
They could be. They could be. And these probes that they've sent down, they could be in humans. There's nothing to stop them being in human form. And we would never know, really, until it's too late.
There is the theory that when a species evolves beyond into space travel, that we, like even scientists say, we would advance beyond the human body and basically become either cybernetic or even just pure energy. There's nothing stopping these people from being that sort of way. For example, when there's a lot of UFO abductions, and I'm on about the early days. I'm on like Bonnie and Clyde.
Done that last time.
Benny and Barney. I think it's
Benny and Barney.
The couple that were abducted. He was Black American. She was white American. They were the first ever abduction case. I swear it's Hill. Oh, I know the last name's Hill. They were said to have been abducted by obviously great aliens at the time. It was said to be like, even other cases always say the grey aliens seem to be more animatronic than actual life. They are said to bring people that have been abducted to other people. But
Bonnie and Betty.
that was it. I wasn't far off. Barney and Betty Hill.
Okay.
We showed a star map. Betty was able to track what's known now as Sirius B. We didn't know at the time of this incident happened, which just remind me of the date that it happened. Is it 1970?
From September 1961.
1961. We didn't even know Sirius B existed.
Yeah.
They were able to track this. Now, again, this falls into that animatronic side of if they're able to make these nano machines or stopping them from having automated, like, I'm trying to think of the words, biological animatronics. So
yeah, that's the thing, right? They don't know if it's AI as a civilization or oh gosh, what's the term? Like like biological forms. Yeah.
So it's biological form, but is able to make its own choices and make its own influence. But yeah, if you can look at the theory, because a lot of time people bring up theories based on like scientific data. But if you look at, you can base it around human nature and how we work. Now, if you look at the wars that we're fighting now, we're actually looking at in which we don't have to send humans in. It's all drone and computer technologies that are going in now. It makes more sense to understand that if there is an alien life form out there, they're going to be superiorly more intelligent than we are. So they would have developed a way in which to use drones or controlled beings so they don't have to sacrifice themselves. So maybe these drones are coming down and doing the surveillance and that, or these nanotechnology ships are the drones that they're going to use to invade. And it does make sense what you said about blocking out the sun, because then they don't lose anything themselves. You know what I mean? We sort of like implode within ourselves as a civilization.
This is what I mean by the resilience of being these automatic automatic sort of organic robots that are coming down, basically like the Terminator.
Yeah. The T-1000.
Yeah. I think also I think looking at us as a civilization, as an outsider, they're probably studying us to understand why we're so aggressive and why there's so many wars going on. And we're very, very aggressive as a species, and we're not very open on the whole if some sort of alien come down, you know, we'd just annihilate it, wouldn't we? So just makes you wonder if that's why they're staying distant and just studying and seeing what's going on.
You sort of like work sense of like what is the appeal of human nature in itself, or humans. We are self-destructive, we are warmongers, we're power hungry, we are a parasite on the world in itself. So it does sort of beg the question, if there is alien life and intelligence that's beyond us, what do they actually see in us that because as not unless it's like, you know, natural minerals like gold or water, because them two sort of things are not really available readily out in the solar system and the universe, is it?
I do have another theory just on that. I often wonder, because if they blocked out the sun, it would cause an ice age and blah blah blah. I think, did they do that before with the dinosaurs, just to wipe out that species so that they could put us on Earth, and then they forgot about us, and now they're coming back.
Kate's going deep.
That does fall into line with the Sumerian belief.
Does
yes, it does then, yeah.
The Anunnaki.
It also falls in line with Viking belief. If you look at the realm of Svartalheim, which is the realm of ice and ice and rock.
Yeah.
So it falls in with that, because they believe that was because the sun was blocked out, but they believe it was by a god. Which, when we actually look at the ancient alien theory, the ancient aliens were seen as gods in ancient Egypt. So yeah, things sort of like, they do sort of mismatch together, don't they, really?
What are you going for, Damien? You went from Viking to Egypt then.
I don't know what I'm talking. I'm trying to sound intelligent. Leave me alone.
With the old Sumerian, it was believed that they did find this planet and that they wiped it clean.
Yes.
And that the strike. Well, we know the meteorite strike happened.
Yeah.
All you have to do is, everyone always thinks that when they go on about the meteorite strike, they go on about the big crater, you know, that everyone's seen. It's not. Scientists have found that it's actually the Yucatan Peninsula that has got a massive crater that was said to have been the one that wiped it out.
Oh.
They always talk about it.
Fair news.
At the beginning, if you look at the Native American beliefs, they do speak of the ant people, which they've done drawings of, that do look like graves, helping humanity in the early days hide from other people, from other species. I personally think that we might be leftovers.
It does make sense when you look at what's going on, the theories. It makes you think about why we're here, really.
It does. 100%. It does make you think why we're here. But another theory that sort of bounces around that I think is quite true. We don't link alien UFO to religion. That's period. We don't. But if you look at the Gnostics' belief system, the fact that things are reversed, right? Yeah. So instead of it being Adam and Eve ate the apple and then were put into purgatory, if you see it in the sense of the Gnostics' belief, where the apple was the intelligence they needed to escape the planet, and the serpent was the person tempting that sort of plays into the whole alien theory and alien fact that we are now on this planet now being observed because we're unable to take the bite of the apple to get the intelligence to escape the planet. So I think religion.
Sorry, just talking about religion and what you were saying, it's like, isn't that borderline Scientology?
It is, but it is. Gnostics believe in the complete opposite of the Christian belief system. Everything that they do, they just completely turn it on its head. And it's sort of like, yeah, it's almost like Scientology. Except
Damon, are you a secret Scientologist, Damon?
Don't tell everybody. God, you're ratting me out now. What are you grasping me up?
I want to say one thing, though, and this is a hell of a lot. This planet has one resource, well, two resources that people do not look at when it comes to the alien idea. One of them is us. We're the only resource in the entire universe, as we know. Humanity's only on this planet, so we're the only one resource of this. The other, and this can sound really, really silly, but it is, someone put this across, and it got me thinking. Was every other material in the world is available on different planets. So diamonds, you can easily find them. Gold is scattered throughout the universe, all that sort of stuff. Even water can be found everywhere. But you can't find wood.
Wood.
Okay.
Only can find trees on this planet.
Why would they need wood?
Exactly. That's where my brain just went. Well, wood. Oh,
Or
they're still building fires, obviously.
it's one of them things.
Yeah.
If you think of it from using Damon's example, you think of it from a Viking perspective. Now the Vikings used to hoard gold. Yeah, we know it's an expensive resource. But the Vikings took all the gold they had, went to Istanbul and swapped it for silver.
Right.
So why couldn't anything else do that? It's weird theories, right? So it's weird things that are overlooked.
You do get deep into it. Once you start having conversations like this, you do start to get deep and like if there is like Kate said, if there is a sun that is miraculously more powerful than ours and bigger than ours, and and our sun is able to sustain us as a life form, it makes perfect sense that there's got to be some sort of life form there, and probably a life form that is bigger than ours because they've got a bigger sun. You know, you start to question things. You start to really get deep into like the whole alien thing, and it's never ending. I mean, X-Files was so true.
I also just to add to the theory that we're forgotten, like we were just left and forgotten about, is what you said about octopuses. Then it's like they're an alien. Their class is alien, aren't they? Like why are they here? Did they forget about them too? Yeah.
That have alien DNA, and they randomly punch fish in the head. By the way, I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, the only two things on this planet that don't have DNA that belongs to this planet is octopuses. Their DNA does not match anything on this planet whatsoever. Every single thing on this planet has what's known as DNA coding system, so they can track the evolution of certain animals all the way, even sharks. But octopus, they can't do it because it's what's known as foreign DNA. It's actually DNA. It doesn't make anything on this planet.
And the other thing is cannabis, right?
Thing is cannabis.
He's been watching the show. Yay! Joe, just quickly, just to throw it out there, completely off subject. So if you've got one octopus, right? Well, you've got two of them. What are they? Are they octopi?
Octopi.
Right.
I don't know if it is, because I googled that a few months ago, and the Oxford Dictionary said no, it's octopuses. So I don't know if they have. I don't know if they have changed it to octopi, but I'm gonna Google it like after this, definitely, just to make sure, and I'll leave a comment.
Just throw it out there. The life of another dimension. What we do.
Seriously, yeah, because obviously teaching English, you get these questions from students, right? And so I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's octopuses, but yeah,
It took me years to work out the difference between dice and die.
Oh yeah, die is one, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's plural. Yeah.
Like I said to people, like they always ask me if I've studied a modern language. I'm like, I can just about speak English. Why would I go for another language? You know.
Yeah, that's it, guys. That is our time.
That is our time.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was so fun.
Oh, thanks for coming. Awesome. I've literally spent the whole last 55 minutes boss-eyed.
It's just gone. Where did that go? Yeah.
We're going to do another show on this. We are going to get Kate on for another show. Lou is going to have to bear with me as I make her watch some videos.
Oh no.
I am going to present to you guys and the audience, because we love you guys that watch as well, evidence of what I was talking about, the ant people with the Native American stories, along with all native stories of cities underground. I'm going to be showing evidence in photographs.
I look forward to that. That would be really interesting.
It'll be in a couple of weeks. I've got to get all my resources all together for it, and trust me, from the bloke who discovered a massive network of tunnel systems behind a wall in his basement, and only 10% of them have been actually mapped. Interesting stories.
Cool. Just to put it out there as well for everybody that's locked in tonight. I know we haven't been paying attention to the chat room, but you guys have been live tonight. You've been off the hook. Big shouts out to you all. I've got another 2 weeks of working solidly, and I know I promised it to you guys, but in 2 weeks' time, I will be starting a brand new show here on The Other Dimension, where we'll be exploring common conspiracies and going through them. That will be live. I'm hoping to do it on a Wednesday to the opposite days to the Scarlet Witch. So it'll be every other week. It'll be Conspiracy with Damon. Good. I'm excited. I'm gonna have like a really cool like sort of trailer for it as well, like with an old reel and like JFK stuff. And I've got it all planned now. It's all there, but I just haven't got the time to do it. But yeah, anyway. So
plenty to watch on this channel again, guys.
Yes.
Do not forget. And thank you as always for locking in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Kate, thank you for joining us. Damon.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's right. Man. I just, you know, I wasn't busy. Just thought I'd turn up. You know. See what's...
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was great. Really enjoyed it. Definitely look forward to part 2. I have so many notes.
Why have I got a feeling that this show is going to turn us like we're going to be like, and welcome to Aliens Part 17.
Who knows? Because this subject is constantly, there are more and more things coming out on this recently. And it's
every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Yeah.
It's a complex subject. It's cool. Are we going out tomorrow night, Lou? You and Jeanette, are you going out tomorrow night?
Yeah, that's out tomorrow night.
Are we on Sunday?
I am not sure.
Should be.
I will say yes, but I'm not sure what subject.
All right, okay. Well, what we'll do then, if Ben's not live on Sunday, he has to do a forfeit and have a muffin tattooed on his bum cheek. Okay, guys?
That's fine. I've got one tattooed on my face.
So yeah, don't forget we'll occult history will be with. Oh, you just throw me straight off that. Well, occult history and science will be on Sunday. I don't think Scarlet Witch is on this week because she's still on holiday. So I think you've got to wait another couple of weeks for Scarlet Witch. So the next show will be Sunday. Then we'll be live on Friday. So do not go anywhere. Thank you once again to Kate for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Awesome having you on. Ben and Lou, fantastic. Our shows are getting better and better and better. So really looking forward to what's coming in the future. But from us here at TOD headquarters, it's bye from me. Bye from Ben and Lou.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
If there's no other explanation, there is always the other dimension. Have a